going to take a look at operations with decimals, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing decimals. So you're going to cut up your paper, because obviously it's going to be adding, subtracting on one page, and then multiplying and dividing on the other page. And I'm just going to shorten it on the lengths, on the widths or whatever, just so it can fit into the page. So go ahead and do what you have to do.
And you can take the it's evident you run the show, so let me back down. You take the leading role, and I play the background. I know I miss my cues, know I forget my lines. I'm sticking to your script, and I'm reading all your signs. I don't need my name in lights.
All right, so go ahead and remember from the song, line them up and give it all you got. What? Line it up and give it all you got. So it's just like adding, subtracting integers. Okay, so you look at the two. You got tigers meeting tigers. Tigers are going to win. And obviously you're adding the two to get more tigers. Line up the decimals, so those decimals have to be in order, and go ahead and put it in your answer so that you're ready. Once you line it up, go ahead and zero fill. That means put in any zeros where you need to. And then remember, what are we doing? Tigers meet tigers, so more tigers, so we're adding those together, and your final answer is going to be tigers. So go ahead and just add, and you get a final answer of negative 10.94. All right, take another example. Just like adding integers, you got Trojans are meeting Trojans, so your final answers is just more Trojans. So again, we're adding these two. Write that down, line up the decimals, okay, and then rewrite. This is 15, so it's got to be 15 point, because it's 15, there's no decimal, so it's 15 point. And then zero fill, so put all zeros on all the empty spaces. Then go ahead and add and subtract. Because we're adding, just go ahead and add all the way down, and Trojans win. So adding is pretty easy. When you're subtracting, you need to make sure, I didn't say this before, but the bigger number needs to be on top. Okay, so just like normal, tigers are meeting Trojans, they're going to fight. Who wins? Tigers win, so make sure your answer is negative. So set it up, biggest number on top, so 4.2808, sorry. Line up the decimals, put in the other number, then put in as many zeros as you need, so zero fill, and then go ahead and subtract. They're fighting, and the final answer is tigers. So 8 minus 0, 8. And then we need to borrow. Remember, when you borrow, you cancel, you put a 1, you carry that 1, so now we have 10 minus 5. And then you have 1 minus 8, and you borrow again, so now you have 11. 11 minus 8, that's 3, and then 3 minus 3 is 0. And that's it, so negative 0.358. Alright, so that was easy because the bigger number was first, but this one, you see the bigger number is not first. So again, remember, the bigger number must always be on the top for this to work. Alright, so the bigger number is 5.682. And then line up the decimals. So in your answer on that one, put in that one, 3.2, zero fill. And again, they're fighting, so it's subtraction. And then who's going to win? Well, we've got more Trojans, so the answer is going to be positive. All right, so zero fill. And then let's go ahead and subtract. 2 minus 0, 8 minus 0, 6 minus 2, 5 minus 3. That's it. So Trojans win by 2.482. And that's all it is to adding and subtracting decimals. The biggest thing is line up the decimal point. Line up the decimal point. Line it up and give it all you got. All right, so let's take a look at multiplying decimals and dividing decimals. It's actually relatively easy. So when you're multiplying, you're going to ignore the decimals and multiply like you would integers. And if you need to remember how you'd multiply integers, you need to come back to this page, follow those instructions, and then come back to here. So I'm going to make a 3 by 2 box. Put in your diagonals, and remember to extend them past the box. Alright, then multiply. So 3 times 8, 24. 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 4, 12. 16, 10, and 0, 8. Add the diagonals. Don't forget to carry if you need to. Then start from left to write your answer. So it's going to be 1, 4, 6, 5, 6. Then all that's different with this one is once you have your answer, you count how many total numbers after decimal. So total is 3, so that means your answer needs to have 3 numbers after the decimal. So all you have to do is just count. So it's going to be 14.656. So again, you just count the total number in the questions of how many you have after the decimal. So 1, 2, 3. So in your answer, you need to have 3 numbers after the decimal. And that's it. That's the only difference. Same thing with dividing is actually pretty simple. Set it up just like you would normally. Again, if you forgot, just look back on it. All right, so first come, first serve. What goes in the house? First number in the house, other number outside. So 4.8 in the house and outside 0.008. All right, then it says you're going to move the decimal point all the way to the right on the outside. And if you do it on the outside, you're going to do it on the inside. Oh, I did forget that a positive and a negative is a negative, so that answer should be a negative. So as a matter of fact, so I don't forget it again, I'm going to put it in this one because a positive and a negative is also a negative. Just put it on the top so you do not forget, because you don't want to get a question wrong because you forgot that. So your answer is going to be negative on both of these. All right, so move it decimal all the way to the right. Count how many times you're doing that. So 1, 2, 3. If I do it on the outside, I'm going to do it on the inside. So I'm going to count 3. 1, 2, 3. Put the decimal there and put in zeros. This is a listening check. Go ahead and box the word negative. Line up the decimal in the answer. Write the problems without all the markings, but with the decimal in the answers and the zeros that you added. So you're going to rewrite all this because it looks like a mess. So outside the house, we have an 8, and inside we have 4800 point. So put that decimal in the answer. Just in case you're confused how I got that 8, you have 008, and so that's just 8 because there's nothing before the 8. All right, so sing the song. So first you divide 0, then multiply, then subtract. Hey, bring it down. Then sing. First you divide. How many times? 6. Then multiply. 48. Then subtract 0. Hey, bring it down. Now bring that 0. Then you keep singing. 8 goes into 0 times. 0 times 8 is 0. Subtract. Bring it down. You have to do this until you have no more numbers to bring down. So 0 times 8 is 0. Subtract 0. So there's no numbers to bring down. You have a 0 at the end, so you're done. Okay, so you have to do it until you're done. So my answer is negative 600.